Wait, am I a host?
There we go. Yes.
Oh, there it goes.
It's okay. I made you. We're good.
All right, welcome everybody. It is November 11th. Happy Veterans Day for those of you celebrating. My name is George Castro. I will be your host today, and this is SIG Contributor Experience. I have the notes right here. If you've got an old bookmark, be aware that this document.
Oh, wait, this isn't Sig Beard?
Well, let's see. I don't see that many. There's only 3 beards so far.
Oh, damn, wrong call.
SIG Beard is a sub-project of SIG Contributor Experience. I think we can do that. So with that, if you have an old bookmark like me, I've posted the new URL. The URL is correct in our README and in the SIGs.yaml, but I had an old bookmark, so just a reminder there, and I've stuck that URL in chat. Before we get started, the Kubernetes Code of Conduct is in effect. So please be excellent to each other, and as always, this will be recorded and put up on YouTube. New contributor introduction. Is there anybody new that wants to introduce himself, or someone who hasn't been here in a while that wants to say hello? And if you have been here before and want to say hello as an example to others, you can also do that. Allison, if you want to say hello. Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
I'll say hello.
Yeah, all right.
Hi everyone. I'm Allison. I am a member of SIG Contributor Experience over here in Kubernetes. I'm based over in London, and current things that I'm helping out with are the new contributor workshop and our awesome contributor celebration coming up at this end of this year.
And I just want to comment on your evil screen background there.
Fantastic.
Chaotic goose energy.
We love it. Anybody else want to introduce themselves, or someone who has been around that wants to introduce themselves, who hasn't in a while?
I guess I'll go.
Adam, let's do it.
Hey everyone, Adam Kane, working at VMware with George, kind of got me into the whole community with Kubernetes. I think like 3 weeks ago I did my first pull request, so feel pretty good.
Nice.
And yeah, other than that, yeah, just living in Palo Alto, as you can see my background, and yeah, just a program manager, just learning more about the whole upstream Kubernetes, and just excited to be here.
Awesome. Anybody else before we get started? All right, we have a light agenda today because George is celebrating not being in the Army today, so let's get moving. Events, office hours. No office hours for November and December. We've punted that. Same with the community meeting. Those are all going to start up in January again. Due to conflicts with KubeCon and holidays and stuff, we just punted everything to the first of the year, so that won't be a problem. Steering committee election is over, but Josh, do we have a retro scheduled on the 16th? Any comments?
Yes,
you want to say on this?
finally. We have a retro schedule. We have a retro schedule for Monday.
Got you. And then, as always, try to.
We were supposed to be having a retro today, but they forgot to put it on the steering committee calendar.
Gotcha.
And as a result, everybody scheduled over it. So.
Yeah,
awesome.
that was my bad.
All right, mentoring. Meet our contributors.
You skipped over Contributor Summit.
Where?
In events.
Oh, nuts. Contributor Summit. Bob, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How did I do that? Okay.
I need to drop the notes link in there, but the big thing is we are targeting the weekend after the 1.20 release. This is mostly everyone's work should be done. Focus is social. The announcement and registration form should be out later this week. We do have a weekly meeting, but it's at 7 a.m. Eastern time. The majority of our folks are in Europe and India. So we are also trying to keep as much async as possible in the Summit staff channel if that is something you are interested in.
It was really tough to wake up to that meeting this morning, I'll tell you that. Any questions for Bob? Check out the links once he puts them in there. We have some interesting and fun activities there. And as always, if you want to get creative with something, we welcome all that kind of good stuff. Anything else for events? Mentoring, I don't see Paris here, but I see, where'd they go? Ihor? Was Ihor here? I see Ihor's face.
Yeah, and Allison is here, and we could even have Rian, who's one of the mentoring folks,
Oh, okay.
give us
Rian,
an
you want to
update.
give us the update on any of these? Playground, GOC, Outreachy, Community Bridge?
Or new contributor workshop.
Or new contributor workshop?
Can people
Yeah.
hear me?
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
Igor.
I was trying to unmute myself, but it was difficult. But I'm muted just to let you know that there are no updates from me. There are no updates from Google Summer of Code. We'll have them. We'll have the next updates hopefully in January or February. And with Community Bridge, probably if Josh wants to update on the current state of things, can do it. Otherwise, nothing else from me.
okay. Yeah, our intern has started. Things are going well. We're working with him on the election app. We've actually brought in another mentor from open telemetry. So out of the gate, the application will work for at least one other CNCF project, with the idea that if it works for 2 projects, it's likely to work for multiple projects. The stack we ended up going with, because the mentees we got, is going to be Python Flask.
Was there
and
much
that's it.
spikes shedding on the platform? I just had to ask.
No, we basically said because that we need to be able to mentor it. We limited people to a choice of Python, Go, or Java.
Gotcha.
Because, well, legitimately, a voting app written in Rust would probably be awesome. None of us are in a position to actually mentor that.
I just have to
Wow.
say thank you for not choosing Java.
Yes. Also,
I-
Ihor, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Are you
finally found
feeling
the
good?
button to turn on my video. So
Yeah.
Yep. It's honestly the mentees that didn't choose Java. We just did not have any submissions from anybody who wanted to do it in Java. We felt, since we could actually supervise a Java application, that we had to offer that because, we didn't really want to restrict mentees by what programming language they knew.
Sure.
If we had anybody who we felt could competently admin JavaScript, we would have offered that as an option, because there's obviously a lot of people.
Yep.
The only things I would have ruled out would have been, languages that are fading in popularity, simply because those would become a liability in a couple of years.
Yep. All right. Any questions on mentoring at all? Ihor, it's good to see you up and healthy. You feeling good?
thank you. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Community manager, need to know chairs/tech leads email. We had our meeting with the tech leads yesterday. Bob, do you want to give us a quick TLDR on that? Or I could just find the notes from yesterday's meeting. 1 second.
Yeah, I gotta. Honestly, we mostly we asked for feedback on the issue triage stuff. Gave a rundown of the contributor summit, how things are coming up. There isn't really too much to actually send out at this point in time.
Gotcha.
So if anyone has any ideas or any things that should go out, we can add to the list.
Mm-hmm. And Nabaroon, APAC Coordinator update. You have a no here, but just give you a chance to speak if you like.
Yep, we have no updates. As of now, we are still going over the responses for Meet Our Contributors APAC blog series. We have got 7 responses. We are constantly trying to ping people every fortnight or so that we please fill up the form. So we probably in the next meeting we're going to decide on sitting together and then reading the responses and starting with the blog themselves. So that's where we are.
All right. Any questions? Dev stats. I don't see Lori here. She's starting a new job, so that's happening. Anyone have updates on dev stats on her behalf?
I don't believe there's been any updates there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Marketing, Caslin.
I hop on the call and now I get to talk about
I saw your name written on the notes and I was like,
Alrighty then. me look and see if there are any. Okay. So I don't know if it's been mentioned in this meeting. I think I missed the last one, but we have a talk coming up at KubeCon where we talk about the marketing now subcommittee. And we talk about what we do and how we got started, and if you wanted to contribute, what types of help that we need. So that'll be on November 20th, the last day of KubeCon, if anyone is interested in that. And I'm trying to think if there are any other interesting updates to share. Kind of rolling along on everything else, I feel like.
Awesome. Any questions for marketing? This is why I like having more meetings, because the updates are smaller. All right. Thanks for that. Contributor documentation, contributor guide, Bob, George. We don't have much this week.
Yeah, there's nothing that's really gone on with any of these.
Yep. So we'll go. Any questions on contributor documentation? Work is ongoing. Look in GitHub for 1.20 items. GitHub management, probably Bob.
There isn't really any actual updates. The only thing I will say is that we have an open issue with GitHub right now because there is a weird problem we're seeing in some PRs where if you fetch them, it's actually getting a different hash, like a different SHA than what's actually there, and therefore things aren't merging, and that's not putting the 1.20 release in a happy place.
Gotcha. Any questions for Bob? Any GitHubbies things? Slack update. Nabaroon, you volunteered to work on this to move us to the new API. Want to give us a TLDR on that?
So the implementation was quite simple. The deprecation was pretty much very well documented in the Slack communication. So I'm right now testing the bot, basically testing the changes end to end by creating a script. I just created an example workspace on Slack and then just installing the bot and trying to see if the changes are working. That's all. Amazing.
Cool. Any questions on Slack? All right. And last is going to be, oh, sorry, I scrolled past it. 1 second. Open mic. Bob, you got the first item with the survey.
Yeah. So we put out the RFC for survey questions, I think 2 weeks ago. At this point, I think we got most of the feedback and just sort of like locking down a couple questions. Like we did remove, like we had several questions last year regarding contributor summits, and we just decided to pull those from this one because it doesn't make sense as we haven't really had any this year. But if you do have any comments or have any questions you want to ask, please toss them in that doc.
Anybody else? Any other open agenda items? All right. And then I have one thing, but I'd like to kill the recording for that. If we could. Those of you on the video, see you next week.
Oh, yeah. I'll
Did you kill it?